We now know a lot more about one of the major characters in Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail. Wuk Lamat made her debut in patch 6.55, so let's talk about her personality, flaws, motivation, and speculate on the journey she will likely take in the next expansion. Naturally, this video includes spoilers for patch 6.55. My name is Stout, and I hope you enjoy. Wuk Lamat is the talk of the 14 town. The response to her proper debut in the latest patch is overwhelmingly positive. Sure, people were excited to see her unveiled in the Dawntrail trailer at Japan's FanFest. Now social media is gushing even more. So what's got everyone so excited? Wuk Lamat greets the Warrior of Light with the same level of enthusiasm fans are showing for her. Wuk Lamat's childhood friend Arenville is escorting her. She asked him, who is Eorzea's greatest hero? So he brings her to you. The warrior princess hails from Tyrol, a massive continent to the west of Eorzea. Most Eorzeans know it as the New World. She's the adopted daughter of Galul Jaja, a two-headed Mamolja known as the Dawn Servant. The king has at least one other adopted child, Wuk Lamat's brother, Kawana. Galul Jaja sits on the throne of the capital of Tyrol, but the king will soon step down. Wuk Lamat is entering the competition for the right to rule. That's why she needs the warrior to serve as her champion. Her big personality is on full display here. She's boisterous, direct, and incredibly friendly, and she thinks the best way to get to know someone is through a fight. Arenville and Wuk Lamat are total opposites. He's composed, serious, and doesn't talk quite as much. She's loud and inarticulate at times. Arenville gets quite a bit of secondhand embarrassment from his friend. Anyway, the warrior accepts her offer, and this hunt gives us a deeper dive into her character. She talks endlessly about how excited she is to face a worthy challenge. She also scoffs at the fodder you fight leading up to the final battle because it hasn't even made her break a sweat. And it's true, she's shown to be a formidable warrior. And it's not just that she's strong, she's also loving every second of battle. Wuk Lamat works very hard to convince you that she's courageous and tough. The warrior princess braids and massive axe also help sell that image. She's also got a foul mouth, cursing several times over the course of the hunt, especially when she gets frustrated. That's right, for all the chest beating and big talk, Wuk Lamat isn't as infallible as she wants you to believe. She's stunned when the true mark of their hunt snatches up the imposter right in front of her eyes. Wuk Lamat totally froze. It doesn't help that the giant colibri mocks her endlessly by repeating her barbs right back at her. She's terrified when she realizes that they hadn't put the bird down for the count. It's Kryle's timing that helps her save a little face. But G'raha notices her hand trembling when the fight ends. This Hrothgar puts on a brave face, but deep down, she's a little bit of a cowardly lion. Beneath that warrior princess mask, Wuk Lamat is afraid that others will see her as weak. But that's not the only thing Wuk Lamat is afraid of. Let's circle back to the competition for the next ruler of Tyrol. She isn't seeking the throne for personal glory, nor does she feel like it's owed to her because she's the daughter of a king. No, Wuk Lamat tells us of another claimant to the throne. She says this person wants to lead Tyrol into a war to conquer other nations. Wuk Lamat loves to fight and hunt powerful beasts, but war is where she draws the line.
But my father is getting old, and he wishes to relinquish the throne to a worthy successor. One who can preserve his legacy. Including myself, there are 4 claimants to the throne. But while we all have the right to participate, one among us cannot be allowed to rule.
A man who is too ambitious by half. Word of the Garlean Empire's collapse has reached Tyrol. While most are simply relieved, he sees weakness to exploit and would lead our armies across the seas on a campaign of conquest.
After everything my father has done to give us peace, he would drag us back into war. I can't allow it. No matter what, I must win this contest.
It's clear her heart is full of a deep love for the people of her homeland. She wants the throne to keep the peace. In her mind, she's averting a crisis that would claim thousands of lives. But for all that bravado, Wuk Lamat has just as much compassion in her heart. We can have faith that Wuk Lamat is not leading us astray with the story she told us. We find out she's a terrible liar when we see her struggling to stomach spicy food.
It's nothing I can't handle.
All these things make her a tough, genuine woman with a tender heart. Countless others have already made this comparison, but she does share a lot of similarities with Karlach from Baldur's Gate 3. They aren't carbon copies. Wuk Lamat is certainly more of a goof than Karlach, but they bring a very similar energy. That's probably why so many people like the warrior princess. The warrior commits to traveling to Tyrol with Wuk Lamat when the time is right. For now, she remains near the Aetheryte Plaza in Sharlayan. So where will her journey take her character in the next expansion? The most well-written characters in fiction go through at least one arc. The character starts out a certain way and grows from the experience of the story. They change and develop as a person. Game director Naoki Yoshida said in Japan's FanFest that Wuk Lamat's growth will be a big part of the overall Dawntrail narrative. She comes on very strong in her introduction, but it's clear even though she wants the throne, she is not ready to lead. Wuk Lamat is still young and cracks under pressure. Ruling the capital city of a massive continent is an immense amount of responsibility. It takes more than a willingness to fight and a compassionate heart to keep things in order. Her introduction is meant to show us that she isn't ready to lead, so her growth will likely relate to that. We can even compare her to another character from the story, Lys. In Stormblood, Conrad Kemp was the leader of the Alamegan resistance. He named Lys as his successor before he died. Now, Lys doesn't see herself as worthy of that position. She compares herself to her late father, Curtis, who was also an Alamegan resistance leader. He was able to move people with powerful speeches. Lys also wrestles with feelings of inadequacy compared to her sister Ida. She was an Archon, an incredible fighter. Lys wishes she was more like them. But eventually, Lys gives Raban the position of resistance leader instead. She does stay on as his right-hand woman, but Lys tells us she knows he's a better fit for the job. So knowing how Lys's arc went, will they do the same thing for Wuk Lamat? Personally, I can't see them retreading the same change in a young female leader. Instead of Wuk Lamat deciding there's a better candidate than her, maybe she will go on a journey of self-discovery. The competition for the throne could show a side of Wuk Lamat that even she didn't know existed. Her courage and compassion could grow, leading her to the qualities a good leader needs. And maybe the throne will go away altogether. It's possible Wuk Lamat and the other candidates could decide that leading by committee is better for their people. There are a few possibilities, but I'm excited to see where the Dawntrail journey takes this new fan favorite character. So what do you like about Wuk Lamat? Where do you think the journey will take her? Let me know your theories in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, liking it is a great way to let me know. And finally, you should subscribe so you know when new videos like this one go live. For now, take care, warriors, and I'll see you next time.